So Stewart, this is the Yamaha SCR950, brand new motorcycle from Yamaha Motor Canada. Kind of a retro runner, if you will. What was your first impression when you saw this bike?
I anticipated that it was going to be larger than it is, and it is smaller than that, and frankly, that's an attractive thing. I really liked the visuals, as you mentioned, the retro thing. It does look like it's something that would have been thrown around a dirt track in the 70s. They've got that pretty much nailed when it comes to it. The finishes are particularly good. I like the gray finish on this. I know that they do it in red as well, but this to me looks more like a retro style bike. Got all the right colors.
Okay, so let's break it down a little more specifically now. Let's talk about that air-cooled V-twin engine. What did you think of the motor?
The motor's great. The motor does make that air-cooled V-twin sound, which I'm very familiar with.
Yeah.
It is not loud. You can hear the motor, you can feel the thump. It's got great torque. Like you pull it, it won't wheelie, but when you pull the throttle, it's got a lot of good torque. There's not even a question there. And it doesn't have the clattery sound that some air-cooled V-twins can have. It's very well put together.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a quiet bike. I know when I was riding, I was thinking, boy, would this ever be nice with a pipe?
With a pipe, without question.
Yeah.
You know, it's fuel injected. It could probably use a pipe and perhaps a bigger, less restrictive air cooler. You know where I'm going from.
You want to hot rod it
from
a
a
little bit.
certain perspective. That's what we normally do.
Yeah.
So no, with that kind of pipe, and again, if you were to get a different pipe, have it upswept, have it a little more open, I think your torque and your horsepower would be even more than what they are.
Yeah.
You know, so no, it works out very well that way.
Single disc up front, how was the feel of the brakes?
No issues whatsoever, grabs right away.
Yeah.
I've mentioned to you in the past that I don't use the back brake a lot. The back brake is very positive, it works very well. What surprised me, again, I thought it was going to be bigger when I first got on it. The handling is quite good.
Yeah.
It's not racer style, it is definitely the old style, much leverage, dirt track style. The second you counter steer, it's in the corner. There's and it's light enough that you're flicking it without any difficulty whatsoever.
Yeah.
On some of the S turns we were doing today, no issue at all.
Riding position, how did you find, you said the saddle was hard, but what about just the overall
riding position is not even a problem.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. I am relatively short. I had no difficulty with any part of the riding position. Again, I think that it needs just a softer seat to be an extremely comfortable all-day bike. You know, the riding position was perfect for me.
Yeah. So let's talk about the controls for a minute. They tucked the key down here, very kind of old school position, sort of hidden away, but it means that things are not cluttered up here. What did you think of the controls? It's pretty simple.
Controls are very straightforward, very simple. The instrument gauge was okay, as I suggested. I would like to see a tack.
Actually, that is my only complaint with the motorcycle right now. Is I wish this was, since everything else is kind of an homage to the old school, I would like to just see a big old speedo here. You know, that would be just good for me. Or
Smith's analog speedometer, a
speedo or a speedo and a tack. You know, something that you would normally see back in the 70s. But other than that, I had no complaints. Was there anything else that you didn't like along with the saddle?
Not so much didn't like. It's that my knee is hitting the air filter.
Right.
Now, that just maybe the way I'm riding. Otherwise, it's a wonderfully narrow bike, so your knees are in, but my knee was hitting the air filter quite a bit, and being used to my own bike, it doesn't stick out as much as this one does.
Right.
So it's one of those little things that, yeah, a little irritating, but not to excess.
So who are we going to recommend this motorcycle to?
Oh, people of a certain age, let's say my age, you know, 60s, where you're used to this sort of thing. You're used to the upright position. You want to just tootle around our roads, which are beautiful roads, and you want to go off into the dirt now and again to explore the side roads. This could also, though, be a very good beginner's bike.
Right.
Because of the lightweight and agility, and because it's very simple in terms of the controls, somebody new to it could learn on this without any difficulty at all.
Interesting. So a little weekend runner?
Oh, yes. Yes, or because I occasionally work at some of the wineries. For me, going back and forth to the different wineries, perfect.
Yeah.
You know, especially having to go up and down the vineyards, can't lose. Can't
Wonderful.
lose.
Well, thanks for coming out and joining us today. And
Oh, thank you. This is fun.
you had fun?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Good job.
Sir,
Thank you.
appreciate it.